And our closing speaker of the 15th annual YAL National Convention is a man who understands Double Down very well. You may be one of his 3.6 million subscribers on YouTube. And you may know him as the man who gave Tony Gonzalez, an establishment shill, absolute hell in the recent primary elections. Please welcome to the stage, Brandon Herrera.
That's a good slogan. I should steal that. How's it going, YALCon? So, how was your year? I'm sorry. It's a privilege to be able to speak to all of you here today at YAL. I think for what is now, I think the third or fourth year in a row. It's awesome to see you guys. I've been told they're taking it very seriously this time. If I say the word fuck again, I won't be invited back. Damn. But for real, this is honestly one of the highlights of my year. Every single year, I love YAL. I was a member back when I was in college. Of course, I dropped out. Do as I say, not as I do. But no, it's genuinely a privilege to be here and have a continued relationship with them, molding the future of the liberty movement, one of you at a time. I know it sounds kind of gay, but I mean it. Now, some of you may not know me. That's probably because you aren't terminally online. You might actually touch grass, or you're a woman. Or you know how to talk to a woman. But for those of you who don't know me, my name is Brandon Herrera. I'm one of the biggest YouTubers in the firearms space. I am a Second Amendment activist, a constitutional advocate. I'm a passionate lover with a sensitive side, a joker smoker, and a midnight toker. But most recently, you may know me as the man who scared the hell out of the complacent Republican establishment by running for Congress in Texas this year. And forcing an incumbent Republican congressman to spend over $10 million to beat a YouTuber. Now, I learned a lot in that process, and I figured that now that I've got your captive attention this year, I figured I might share some of the things that I learned while running for Congress in the hopes that it might be useful to you, either in your personal life or in your continued fight for liberty. So the first thing I learned is that slander is not a crime as long as you're running for office. When I first started running, I joked I couldn't wait to find out all the things that I didn't know that I had done. I was told. I realized that, my opponent spent a lot of money both telling everyone in my district that I was a closeted California liberal and also a known neo-Nazi. Which, a California liberal neo-Nazi is about as contradictory as gays for Palestine, but, hey, whatever. Another major thing that I learned, and this is something that I really do want to share with all of you here today, was that the establishment's money doesn't matter as much as it used to. And that's a huge win for everybody here. Everyone thinks of these multi-billion-dollar political machines as behemoths that can't be overcome because, no matter what you do, they're just going to outspend you. But over the last few years, the internet generation has undercut their ability to do that through memes. And That, that sounds like a joke, but I promise you I'm being serious. The elites hire multi-million-dollar marketing companies. They spend $3 million slandering people that they don't like, paying $5 per view, just advertising it all over the place. And you, sitting on your phone on the toilet, take 6 minutes to make a meme that you then post on Twitter and get 40,000 views. The people in their 50s in the political establishment cannot fathom that ability. They don't know how to handle it. And so that's one of the reasons, though, even though I ran against an incumbent, which, by the way, I don't know if you know this, but incumbent congressmen have a 98% re-election rate. Even though that's true, the establishment had to spend $10 million. They outspent me 10 to 1 just to barely win by 1%. And that is in no small part due to the amount of power that you all hold in your hands. Now, most importantly, the internet gives people an opportunity to talk more directly to voters in a way that's never been done before. And I think that's something that we're just now seeing. It's going to be, there's a lot of stuff that's happening in the current political climate that will be a case study for years to come. Do you guys like hearing from Vivek? After talking to him a little bit last year and talking a little bit yesterday, I realized that his strategy was far ahead of his time. But the good news is, it's only getting better. It's only getting better for us. Now, this is possibly my biggest point, which I've said here before, but I've never been more confident in it than I am now. Your vote and your effort matters. It really does. I lost my election by a margin so tight. The difference was half the people in this room. It's a wild thought. 407 votes was the difference. And in my district, 2 elections back, the difference was 7 votes. Raise your hand if you think you can get 7 people to go out and vote. I know it's easy to take the black pill and assume that nothing we do ever makes a difference, that George Soros and his lizard kids are going to make us eat the bugs and live in the pod and marry the gay frogs. I get it. But the God's honest truth is that the people in this room, you and me, we genuinely have the power to shape the direction of this country. And you should remember that, because it's true. I knew it was true last year when I talked to you guys, and I've never been more confident in that than I am now. I've seen the power of it. You guys really do hold the key. So, on that note, another takeaway from my run that I'm happy to say is your efforts in the fields. Those of you who are actually taking action, they really do make a difference. They do. I've seen it. I'll shout out specifically my El Paso team. Anybody from El Paso? I'm so sorry. My El Paso team absolutely crushed it. We had volunteers who were block walking, they were door knocking, getting their communities out there, just going the extra mile. They were going out of their way to solve problems we didn't even know they had, just getting everybody involved, and they killed it. They crushed it. But at the end of the day, we were outspent by millions of dollars by an incumbent with better name recognition. There was really no point in trying, no matter how good our ground team was, that no matter what, they were going to win on paper, right? In El Paso County, a very heavily Democrat-controlled area, we won by 59%. Not only is that incredible, it showcases the power that each and every one of you hold. Just by caring enough, just by going out and doing the legwork, you guys, again, you matter. Again, don't be gay about it, but really, It's important because at the end of the day, money can't buy the one thing that you guys all bring to the table, and that's enthusiasm. Despite how much money they're spending to pretend that, White Guys for Harris is actually a real thing. Professionally, I didn't hear that. But this is as kind of like a final point, as things that I've learned during my election cycle, something that I think I'll leave you with. A piece of advice that I wish that somebody would have told me years ago that I think would have really benefited me, that hopefully I'm planning to kind of impart on you, and I hope that it makes an impact, because I think it will. Remember the person to your left and to your right. This isn't like a church service where I'm going to make you get up and shake hands or anything like that, but seriously, remember the person to your left and your right, because that person cares a lot about a lot of the same things that you do. They cared enough to travel halfway across the country to come to a convention where they can learn more about how they can better serve the same causes that you care about. The person to your left and the person to your right is an ally. Remember that. You will see that person again. It might be next week, it might be next year, it might be 4 years from now, but you will see them again. Form relationships now. Learn what their strengths are, learn what their weaknesses are, learn what their specialties are, learn how you can beat them in a fight. But seriously, learn how you can work together and achieve great things for the liberty movement, because again, you will be seeing these people more and more. I can't tell you how many people in this crowd that I've seen multiple times, sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse, but seriously, like, these people are who you are going to be working with. They're going to be the people in your foxhole that you need to work with moving forward. Form relationships, figure out how to work together. The person that you meet, 3 more vodka Sprites than you probably should have had over at Wreckers. That's probably somebody that you're going to be working with in the future 5 years from now to flip Congress. I'm not making any announcements this time. But seriously, those are the people that you're going to work with to create a change. And so if somebody told me that 4 years ago, I would have said that they were crazy. I was sitting right where you were. I would have said that was absolutely ridiculous. But here we are. But your ability to make friends in places like this might just be what brings us around to a better future, a more free future for us, our children, and our children's children yet to come. So I genuinely hope that this weekend, that you've learned, you've grown, and that you'll take forward those lessons and the enthusiasm that I guess you've generated throughout this weekend. I hope you take that back home with you. I hope that's not just a one-weekend thing. You hang out with your friends, you come to a very nice hotel, you do some dumb things that you hope don't end up on Snapchat later. Do the kids still use Snapchat? I feel like I'm getting old. Okay. But it's better than TikTok. I hope you guys take that enthusiasm back home with you. I already finished it. But we really do need you. We need you. We need you to take that enthusiasm back to your local YAL chapters. We need to take it back to your states, back to your local races. We need you involved, because I'm dead serious. You can be the difference. I know that is just a platitude people throw around. I have seen it firsthand. It is so important. You can make the difference. Our future depends on it. Our future depends on you. I love you all, and I thank you for being here so much. I just appreciate you. We're relying on you. Keep the fight going, and I will see you sexy YouTube motherfuckers next year.